Buddy, running a few minutes late here. Sorry about that. Erds joined. Welcome, Erds. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the party. Hey, hey, hey. We're talking programming today, app development, web development, and all sorts of things. Feel free to ask questions about programming technology. This is what I've been doing the last 15 years. 15 years? 15 years technology. It's what I do. Build things, code things, launch things, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. More likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. Oh, is there a like button? Everyone click the like button. Let's see. What's up, everyone? It's a slow day. Thursday. I feel like I'm not even going live here. No one's chatting. Oh, I'm the wrong Wi-Fi. Oh, what's up? What's up, everybody? Okay. The 30-day challenge is interesting. Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If you can hear me on YouTube, let me know. I just had to refresh. I was on the wrong Wi-Fi. So, yo, what's up, everybody? Man, Instagram is dead today. Let's try that again. Maybe I broke it. Thoughts on cloud computing? Lots of opportunities there. Great systems there. You know, a lot of big companies are moved to cloud computing. What is cloud computing? It's really about moving a lot of your technology to the cloud. So yes, physical computers are still required. Google or Amazon has those servers. But you know, services like AWS, they've launched a lot of tools like DynamoDB, you know, their Elasta, whatever, their S3, you know, Google has its own suite of stuff. Cloud computing is about using services that live in the cloud or on somebody else's computer versus just building your own API and launching it on your own Ubuntu server and things like that. There's lots of opportunities in it for sure. I just got a Python for Dummies book. What do you think? Go through it. Have some fun. Play around. But finish it. Finish it all the way. Don't just start and stop. Hey. Thomas, welcome. I'm seeking to update skills as a tech project manager. Good thing. Oh, awesome. Awesome. What's up, Lon Ray? Everybody. Can you please wear a mask? It's required indoors now. Yeah, sorry. Hope I don't sneeze on the camera here. What about Firebase? Yeah, Firebase is cloud computing. It's serverless. Firebase is great. It's a great tool set for startups, for apps, things like that. Is DevSlopes helpful for students? Yeah, we have lots of students in our program, actually. People who are like going to a four-year university, but actually want real practical skills as they're going along. So yeah. What's your thoughts on data science? There's lots of opportunities there. Lots of career opportunities. Let's see, what do you think about Xamarin Forms? I don't know about Xamarin Forms specifically, but I think Xamarin is a terrible product. It's one of the worst tool systems I've ever used. Hello, how are you? I am doing well. Skills required to get into product-based companies like Amazon, Microsoft, FlipArt. I don't know what FlipArt is, Google. You need to be really great with programming. You need to know code in and out. So one of the reasons why you go to a big company and they ask you abstract questions about solving problems is because they want to know that you can do complex things, that you can solve problems, like versus just copying things off of Google or Stack Overflow. So understanding code, data structures, algorithms, how to solve problems. Coronavirus. Just kidding. I can say what I want. It's my stream, and I'm the only one in this room because this is my office that I only work out of. So I see most of us are Indians. Interesting fact, 70% of the DevSlopes audience on social media is from India. Interesting. What's your opinion on C#? It's a great language. John Waters. Pair character exaggeratedly stretching his arm forward to offer a cup of coffee. What? I like it. Oh, I can show your comment here. I don't know what that means. I love it though. Rashwan, it's better for front-end developer to just know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, or will it be better to know backend languages like Node or Express? Rashwan, master one of those and then learn the other one. It'll only help you. I know all that stuff, and so I can do anything. I can build my own products. I'm not limited. I have ultimate power. By the power of full stack, I have the power. No, a little bit too old for everybody here. All right. Which is better, Flutter or React Native? I think Flutter is far superior. I've used both tool sets exclusively or extensively, and Flutter is amazing. React Native has been around longer, but it has lots of problems. It's a real pain to work with. Arwanda, welcome. Greetings from Brazil. Oh, from a Peruvian currently in Brazil. That's interesting. So you know Spanish and Portuguese, huh? Get off screen. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Android, I hate you so much. There's the keyboard down. Is competitive coding necessary to crack FANG interviews? No, forget about competitive program. That's a bunch of high stress nonsense. Don't even deal with that stuff. Lonray, also, DevSlopes Instagram says no one will hire a junior backend dev, but I am one and would rather not censor divs. Well, good. I'm glad you got one. The reality is most companies don't hire new people on their backend. And the reason for this is because you need solid developers to build your backends. You need people who are trusted, who can write efficient data structures and algorithms. On the front end, as a basic JavaScript developer, you can build some beautiful UI with some ugly code and get away with it. On the back end, you can't. On the back end, you have to write very efficient code. If you write an inefficient algorithm for, let's say, searching or filtering, it can bottleneck the entire experience for everyone, or you can actually destroy data, right? Very critical data. You just have to be careful. And so a lot of companies don't just hire new developers to be back-end developers. I mean, obviously, there's always circumstances, exceptions. But as a general rule of thumb, right, they don't. Do you have any tutorials on C#? I don't. I don't think I do. I'm 23 and know who He-Man is. Don't worry. Oh, good. What application should I use for coding? Just get Visual Studio Code and learn JavaScript or Python. Every job I look at requires a CS degree. Well, you're not looking in all the right places. I could go right now on the Google and I could find hundreds of jobs that don't require a degree. So I don't know where you're looking, but LinkedIn jobs, Indeed, like search locally, like, I don't know what country. In the United States, I could go find a bunch of jobs right now that don't need a degree. That's easy here. It's different for different countries though. How can I raise cash to pay for mentorship that'll help me make more? Lonray, I don't know where your skills are, but freelancing's great. Freelancing is great. Do some side projects, get some extra cash. What types of real world projects for front-end developer to prove their skills? So like I talk about sometimes, I mentioned that it's not about the portfolio. It's about getting your resume is what gets you in the door, or your CV. That's what people look at. They look at your resume. That's the key that opens the door. Once you're in the door for the interview, a lot of times they'll want to look at one of your projects, a massive project. And it's okay if you only have one. You say, I have a very elegant project or a highly complex project. And you'll walk through the code and what it does. Something with e-commerce, with financial transactions would be great. It talks to an API. Building your own Bitcoin wallet, cryptocurrency with cryptography in there. The different algorithms for that. That's going to really show your skills. There's quite a few things you could do. Something complex that demonstrates your skills, algorithms, data structures, image caching on there, like everything. I'm 18, and what advice you love coding, but you didn't learn it? Just take some free tutorials on YouTube to get started, and then figure out what you want to do, and then you just kind of master it from there. Someone asked earlier, what about Firebase? I think I talked about that. I doubt you have a basic knowledge of hacking. I dual boot Linux so I can run my scripts. What are we talking about here? What's your thoughts on Java full stack developer role? That's enterprise, full stack Java developers. I see that a lot in enterprise. Okay. So, what is going on, phone? My internet's tripping out here. It makes a lot of sense to do a deep dive with 30-day code challenge. I invited lots of pros and students, maybe 189 to enroll to check out. Dang. That's awesome. The 30-day code challenge will really get your skills up really fast. So that's one of the reasons why I like the program so much, because data structures, algorithms, and the basics of code with no focus on user interface. Is there a future for Node and React jobs? Sure, they're all over the place. They ain't going anywhere. Prasad, you are amazing. No, you are amazing, Prasad, because you probably hear at 2 a.m. over there. I don't know where you live, but a lot of people, it's like 2 a.m. Upwork didn't accept my account twice. What should you do? I don't know. I don't know why you got rejected. I just finished up CS50. Got any tips on what I should do next? I'm into app development. Well, build some apps on the App Store. Do some freelance work. Everybody, the next step for everybody, if you want to get better and you have some core skills, is freelancing. Freelancing makes you money. Freelancing projects your career forward. Start with the easy projects and then go from there. You can turn it into a full-time thing, or it can help you land a full-time job. So freelancing is a great place. 8:45 a.m. in New Zealand. Did I say that right? New Zealand. It's like almost Australian, but not quite type of sound. Copy pasta, mate. Great stream, though. Okay. What do you think about Django for building APIs? Django's great. Flask is great. Node is great. They're all great. Cheers, mate. Adios. Any tips on how to get into networking? That's hard stuff. I don't know, actually, networking. Because, there's different, network engineers are some of the highest paid engineers. It's complicated stuff. There's a book I took, actually, Corbin. It was Networking with Python. It was an amazing book. I learned so much from it. It talked about, the protocols like TCP and UDP and HTTP and networking and how it all works at the low levels, how it works with the operating systems. And they give you little projects to build. I think it was called Networking in Python. It was an amazing book. Why do developers wear glasses? Because they can't see sharp. Oh, my kids would laugh at that joke. Hi from Turkey. What's your advice for backend developer? Pick a tech stack and just stick with it, whatever one you want. Is Node used for high-level projects, and is it worthy to learn Ruby in 2021? So learn whatever you love. Yes, Node is used in all kinds of projects. Ruby, it's kind of a weird language. Obviously there's some Ruby on Rails projects. Like, unless you're already in it, I might not recommend Ruby as like the first and foremost thing to do. But if you want to, there is opportunities there. Just graduated with a CS degree. How do I land my first job? Start taking freelance projects, get some things on your resume, and go from there. Express versus PHP. Well, PHP is a programming language. Express is just a framework on top of Node that makes working with APIs easier. You can do both. You can build APIs with both of them. Hello. Kindly advice for web development. Learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. Is there a future for Kotlin and native app development? Of course. In fact, we have a whole program on it. We believe in it so much that DevSlopes Academy is the only boot camp that out there that teaches native Android with Kotlin. We're the only boot camp out there that trains people to become full-time developers in Android with native. There's a huge market for it, huge opportunities. If you're interested in learning that, it's devslopes.com/apply. We'll train you and then coach you until you get a job. How can you get freelance projects? Upwork.com or Fiverr, or go to local businesses and pitch them. I can write HTML, JavaScript, Node, SQL, but super hard to find a job, no professional experience. It's all about freelancing. Build your resume, build your CV. It'll help you get a full-time job. Do you recommend any books to uplift your skills to the next level, not just for React, but front-end development? I don't have any book recommendations, really. It's all about building projects and spending time in code. That's how you get better. Yeah. Excited to work with you guys. I'm planning my Web Dev Academy for October. Oh, awesome. Yep. I'm excited to work with you. I love, my favorite thing is just coaching students and helping them have success, especially like the job side, the career side. We have teachers who coach on the code, of course, but I really enjoy coaching people, helping them have success, make money. Happens all the time. It's really funny, actually. I will tell people you can make $85,000 as a web developer, and people be like, "That's a nonsense. You can't do that without a degree. You're such a scammer." But like every week, we have students like getting jobs, making that or more, and I even show proof of this stuff, and people still think that like I'm making it up. Like how many excuses do you want to give yourself to not do something great with your life? Like telling me that something's not true, that is true, so you can feel better about not doing that thing. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, there are so many opportunities in programming right now. It blows my mind. Like, literally, I could turn off this feed here and probably have a job. If I wanted to go apply for jobs, I could probably have a job by the end of the day, maybe by tomorrow, like, or at least have interviews set up. Like, that's how big the market is right now. Like, I can't stress that enough. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. What requirements to work remote in American startups from India? So be really good. And then, you could do it as a freelancer. So our web teacher, he used to work for Dell Computers, and half of his team was from India. They were contractors from India. Now, they weren't hired on Upwork. They were trusted developers who did really great jobs. They spoke really great English, and they were an extension of the team, but they were freelancers. So there is opportunities there. I don't know how Dell found them. I don't know. I hire people from India sometimes, and other countries. In fact, I just hired somebody yesterday just to start a project from Mexico on Upwork. So there's opportunities everywhere. Actually, not Mexico, El Salvador. There's opportunities everywhere for every country. So how to be in the top 1% of web developers? Go work for Google. Go work for Apple. I mean, other companies like that. I'm in a full stack program called Pursuit in New York City. I'm excited for my new career. Question: how do I network and meet programmers who are already in the field? One thing you could do, Steph, is go to meetup.com. And if you're in New York, there's tons of things, but go to meetup.com and you're going to see all kinds of stuff for your programming language, for web development. You're going to see stuff for business and startups, a whole bunch of meetups that you'll find, especially in New York. Go to those meetups, meet people there. That's how you do it. People give presentations. They do it in other cities too. Like in Austin, for instance, I went to a meetup and it was about microcontrollers with C++ and actually making like little devices that you can build code onto. And what was cool was they actually gave us free ARM. They gave us free microprocessors that we could take home. It was free. And then you got to meet other programmers and connect and things like that. How do you build a resume for Google or Apple? So Google or Apple is interesting. They've relinquished a lot of their requirements for degrees, and they're really focused on talent. But the thing is, you have to somehow prove on your resume that you're an expert, right? Like you don't have to have all these jobs with these top companies to get in, like in all this experience, but you do have to show them that you're really smart. I don't want to say expert, that you're really smart. I've seen people, one of my students got a job at Apple as an intern that paid $75,000 a year. It's all right, he doesn't have a lot of experience, but he was very smart. And he went and passed their algorithm tests, and whiteboard tests. So with them, it's about showing that you're passionate about their company, that you're the right culture fit, and culture is important. Not everyone can work for them. I would not last a day at Apple or Google. I am not a cubicle programmer. That's not my lifestyle. So you have to be able to fit that, and then you have to have the technical skills. That's how you get in. But it's not about like your job history, your rap sheet per se. It can be, but it's not always about that. And even if you do have a good job history, you still have to go through all their interviews and technical tests and show that you're an expert or really good. So what do you think that what do you think about young age people are just replacing devs like 35 and 40 years old? I'm not sure what you're asking, but one of my students is 44 who graduated and got a job at BMW working on their car apps. There's young opportunities obviously as well too. I have a technical interview for a junior iOS developer. What should I study before it? Well, that's awesome. Let me give you some advice, Mohammed. I hope you're listening. Absolutely know what a retain cycle is. Write this down. I'm not going to explain it. Know what a retain cycle is, okay? You absolutely have to know what's the difference between the UI thread and a background thread, okay? They may ask you if you have an application that's running really slow, like the loading screen's low, when it loads images, it's slow, and everything freezes up. The answer to that is the programmer wrote bad code, okay? What they're probably doing is running everything on the main UI thread to the servers and APIs, and so the whole app is freezing. You need to throw those on a background thread, and then when you have your images or your data, then you jump back on the main thread. That you have to, first off, you have to know that's important stuff, but almost every single company will ask you that. So know what a retain cycle is, know the difference between the background thread and the main UI thread, know how to call those functions. They may say, okay, great. So what code would you write to throw something on the background thread or the main thread? And you need to know that code by heart, okay? So those are a few things. Know how to design an app. A lot of employers will, this is for all platforms, but they'll say, okay, we need to authenticate with the API, like someone needs to log in. How would you build that? And the number one rookie mistake that every new developer says is like, well, I'm gonna build a form and put some, I'll put a label here and maybe show some error handling. Like, don't start with the user interface. Talk about how you're going to manage the data. Talk about what kind of authentication is it? Is it OAuth? Is it just a web token? Like, how are we authenticating? Where am I going to store that token? Make sure I have the code written for error handling. What do we do if there's errors? And then you could talk about the user interface and things like that. So those are just a few pieces of advice. What are you talking about? Hello, angry face, angry face, angry face. We're talking about programming, app development, how to get your first job, things like that. Sorry, I missed a bunch of things down there. Does anyone know where he's reading the questions? Yeah, I've got YouTube here. I've got TikTok. I've got TikTok over here. And I've got Instagram over here. And I'm looking at questions on all of them. Can you do Android only with Kotlin? No, you could also do Java, but Kotlin is preferred. Can I get a job after 6-month course in web dev? What we're finding, what we have found is it takes, between 8 and 12 months for people to be good enough to get jobs. Yes, it's happened sooner, but between 8 and 12 months. You can do freelancing before then, but a full-time job, 8 and 12 months of consistent learning and work. I hear iOS dev make more than Android dev, but if I'm stuck with more freelance, I could end up salary even more. Yes, Jack Reacher. You absolutely can make more money. If we're talking only about money, you absolutely can make more money with freelancing than any job. Like even the smartest programmers at Google and Apple, are going to make like $150,000 probably maximum. Okay. My first year having my own consulting company, $1.4 million. Okay. Like that was gross, not net. But I hope that helps you understand where you could go. $300,000 a year is not uncommon for freelance developers. So you gotta have business skills or sales skills. Okay, you can't just be a programmer who codes all day. You got to know how to sell. I'm quitting my machinist job on Tuesday, going to job search full time. Oh, interesting. Taking a leap of faith. Very nice. Does UK have a lot of jobs prospects? Yeah, there's lots of tech jobs in the UK. How many months do I need to be a good programmer in Swift? Again, same thing, 8 to 12 months per tech stack to get really good enough with it to get a job. You say it's better freelancing than college, but freelancing is very risky. I didn't say that, actually. That's not what I just said. I said if you want to make more money, you do that as a freelancer. I didn't say it was better. Some people need full-time jobs. They're not risk takers, and that's fine. If you want to make more money, cash in the bank, you have limits as a full-time developer. If you have a full-time job, there's limits. You can't be like, employer, I want to make $200,000 a year as an iOS developer. They're going to laugh at you. But if you do freelancing projects and get good at it, you can make a lot of money. So that's what I'm saying. See you later, Prasad. Flutter is great. It's a great platform. I love it. Let's see here. Can I get a junior dev job after learning React? Anything's possible. You need to be good with JavaScript, though. Don't just learn React. Be a master of JavaScript. What's your view on Bitcoin? I love Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin, and it's up right now, so that's kind of great. According to your point, what kind of skills a React developer must have? All caps. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and be really good with JavaScript. Forget about the React stuff, right? Be amazing with JavaScript. Be good with algorithms, data structures, because when a company hires somebody, they're just gonna be like, you need to know something like React or like Angular or like Vue. They're more interested in knowing that you can actually code. Coding is more important than knowing the framework. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I need to wrap this up here. I'm gonna answer one more question. How is your Android iOS program structured? My aim is to become a mobile dev, but tried web dev. I don't know how saturated it is. Nothing's really saturated. It's just about you being your best self. There's a lot of crappy programmers or people who don't know how to market themselves well. That's what it is. There's huge opportunities. In the DevSlopes Academy, it's a training and coaching program. So we train you like a boot camp, graded projects. We have coaching calls, things like that. But more importantly, we coach you throughout the whole program and after. We actually coach you until you get a job. So every week you learn a little bit, you do exercises, and then you build a major project every single week or every single module, and then you submit it, and we do a code review and actually give you video feedback on it. And we tell you what to improve on and how to fix it. And you get real coaches from real programmers or real coaching from real programmers. And then we actually help you get a job or freelance work or whatever you're going for. We have freelance meetups every week where we actually coach you how to close deals, and we do role plays and all kinds of cool things like that. So anyway, that's how it works. devslopes.com/apply. Come work with us. We'd be happy to help you have success as a developer. I'm going to end this here. We do this Monday through Friday at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's great chatting with everybody here today. And we will also be here tomorrow. So thanks, everyone. And we'll